Forward here. All right. So, what is immigration?
It's like, say you're like in Europe or something like that, and you're not like doing as well as you think, and your family's in trouble, or like you're not making as much money, and you want to get a better job, but there are no better jobs to get. You go somewhere else. Like a lot of people went to the United States of America because they thought like you could get any job anywhere. Like there's no problem getting a job.
Okay. What do we mean by persecution?
I forgot what that meant.
Do you have a guess? By persecution.
No, prosecution means we're not persecution.
Okay. What do we mean by hardship?
Like a lot of work, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. What is oppression?
I don't know.
Okay. All right, so you pre-read that, and I asked you questions about what is immigration, what is it meant by persecution, what's a hardship, and what's oppression. What do you predict this article to be about?
Immigration. Like how hard it would be to try to get here and like other people's lives around the world before they came here, and yeah.
Okay. All right, so now I'm going to have you read this text, and I'm just going to do it like, remember how you used to take the DRA in elementary, and the teachers would mark it? I'm doing the same thing, just taking notes. Okay? So I want you to go ahead and read the article.
From like the top to bottom?
Yep.
Next door. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I thought I was reading these.
No, you're going to read the article.
Between 1886 and 1915, more than 1 million immigrants poured into the United States. Both push and pull factors played a part in this vast migration. Push factors are conditions that drive people from their homes. Pull factors are conditions that attract immigrants to a new area. Many immigrants were small farmers or landless farm workers. As the European population grew, land for farming became scarce. Small farms could barely support families who worked them. In some areas, new farm machines replaced farm workers. Another factor was political and religious persecution that pushed many people to leave their homes in the late 1800s. The Russian government supported programs to organize attack on Jewish villages. Every night recalled a Jewish girl who fled Russia. They were chasing after us to kill everyone. Millions of Jews fled Russia and Eastern Europe to settle in the American cities. Persecution was also a push factor for American immigrants. The Americans lived in the Ottoman Empire. Between 1990s and the 1920s, the Ottoman government killed 1 million or more Armenians. Many fled, eventually settling in California or elsewhere in the United States. War and hardship were push factors in 1913. A civil war raged in Mexico and caused thousands of Mexicans to cross the border into the new homes across the Pacific. After gold was discovered in California, thousands of Chinese poured into California, attracted like so others. Many named by tales of mountains of gold. And then where U.S. immigrants came from from 1840 to 1860, 92% were Northern and Western Europe. Americas 3%, Asia 2%, all other 1%, and Eastern and Southern Europe 2%. Where U.S. immigrants came from 1880 to 1900. Asia 1%, all others 1%, Americas 6%, Eastern and Southern Europe 33%, Northern and Western Europe 59%. The promise of freedom and hopes for a better life attracted poor and oppressed people from Europe, Asia, and Latin America. Often the one bold family member, usually the young single male, set out for the United States. Before long, he would write home with news of rich land across the ocean or across the border. Once settled, he would send for family members to join him. Once settled, newcomers would help pull neighbors from the old country to the United States. In the 1800s, 1 out of every 10 Greeks left their homes for the United States. Thousands of Italians, Poles, and Eastern Europe Jews also sailed to America. Jobs are another pull factor. American factories needed workers, and factory owners sent agents to Europe and Asia to hire workers at low wages. Steamship companies competed to offer low fares for the ocean crossing, and railroad posted notices in Europe advertising cheap land in American West.
Okay. All right, now I'm just going to ask you six questions, and then, or 9 questions, and you can go to lunch. Okay? Okay, what is this passage mostly about?
Immigration and where people came
from. Why did farmers leave Europe and come to America?
To get more money, and more land is here, and to, I guess, be happier.
Okay. Why would growing populations result in scarce farming land?
It would, growing populations.
Yeah. Why would growing populations result in scarce farming land?
Farming land would go down, and because there's more people moving into the country or that area.
Okay. Name 2 push factors affecting immigration.
The tax and needs for money.
Okay. What push factors cause Mexicans to cross the border?
The Civil War and gold.
Why was a young single male usually the first family member to immigrate?
Because he was apparently the bravest of the family.
Give 2 examples of pull factors that affected immigration.
Jobs, job openings, and America would send out agents that would let immigrants go across the ocean or across the border cheaper for.
Okay. Why would having a neighbor in America be a pull factor?
I don't know, more friends, I guess. People to talk to.
Okay. Why did factory owners send agents to Europe to hire workers?
To encourage them to come to America for low wages. They would pay low wages, and they would get to travel across the ocean for cheap.
Okay. And then why would railroads advertise cheap land in the American West? Want me to reread that?
Yeah.
Why would railroads advertise cheap land in the American West?
I don't know. That's it.
Okay.